Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Amanda Mae, and this is my channel, Ardith Design. As you can see, I have two brand new co-hosts this week. This one licking me is Loki, and this is little Luna baby. And this week I went on an epic adventure with my family down to North Carolina to adopt these two beautiful pugs. They are what they call a bonded pair, so we adopted them together, and we are pre-approved applicants with Mid-Atlantic Pug Rescue. And then we had to further apply to rescue these two babies, and they picked us, our family, out of all the applicants. They let us know on Tuesday, and with my husband's work schedule, it was this weekend or not at all. So we packed up the car and I went online and researched craft stores along the way between Washington, D.C. and North Carolina. And we had a fun-filled weekend of driving, crafting, cross-stitch, treasure hunting, and pug rescuing. I would love it if you hung out with me this video. It's going to be formatted a little differently. I'm going to do a vlog style and show you my trip and the goodies that I found, all cross-stitch and fabric related. I would love it if you joined me. So let's get started. "7:45 in the morning. We've been on the road for 3.5 hours. Yeah, and our AC in our car isn't working. Adventure!
We got maps.
Yeah, we crossed through North Carolina.
And we got some maps.
Yeah, at the visitor center. We got maps and information on craft stuff.
And we got the maps.
Yeah, and what was this? Didn't that look like holly?
Yeah.
It was so pretty. Alrighty, I figured out how to make the AC work. We jiggled the air filter and it started working again. We are officially in North Carolina. Happy to be here. Went to the travel center and got lots of paper stuff. Oh, and there's stuff like craft stuff. This is Coca Cinnamon. It is a coffee shop across the street from the sustainable art supply store we are going to. I loved all of the components in this shop. I got a chai tea, kids got an iced hot chocolate, and there was an art gallery installation throughout on the walls. They even had a De los Muertos shrine inside the shop. I really appreciated all of the folk art and good food and churros made right in front of you. I got the cardamom, and then there was the orange and sugar one. We got in the car and went literally across the street to the scrap exchange. You want a trophy? Look at all those markers. There's the tie ring. There's felt pieces and tote bags, egg cartons, bottle caps. Oh, needlepoint projects. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Mommy dug through a barrels.
I dug through those barrels. Oh my gosh. 50 cents each or fill a bucket. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What?
Where did Daddy go?
Daddy's right behind us, honey. Oh my goodness. Huh? It's macrame. They have bubble wrap. Yeah. What's what, honey?
Right. Which one? Which one? Nice. Oh, hi, buddy. Buddy, I can't pick you up right now. I got Grille. I got Amelia. Grille, do you see me? I got Amelia in my hand. I can't see both of you. No, mommy's looking at us. I can't pick him up as I'm holding you, baby. If I try to pick him up, you're gonna fall. Buddy, I can't pick you up. I'm grading. I can't pick you up. You gotta get back in your stroller. And then you sit in the stroller. Amelia's turn. Grady, go sit in your stroller.
The floor of this shop is amazing. They used all the older maps and they had a bunch of just bins of miscellaneous electronic stuff. Yeah.
Mommy, a picture of the lighthouse.
Is there a picture of a lighthouse?
You want to come and see? See, Mommy?
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, here's your end.
Is that the end? This was the art gallery section of the scrap exchange. Across the street, they have the scrap Thrift, which is the actual thrift store. And here, this is the sustainable art supply store. So they try to keep the artwork, art print, photography, cross stitch in this area. I feel like they're trying to curate a collection and keep it nice versus in the thrift store where it's pretty much just older frames and stuff. This here, I set it down. I had limited space. I couldn't bring it, but it was really neat to walk down the hallway and see all of the different art pieces. And I didn't even get all of it filmed. There were so many people. I got what I could. Here is a needlepoint piece, and the face is stitched 1/1 or petite point, petty point. It looked like a moth ball had eaten the side of the dress, but it was cool nevertheless, and I did not bring it home with me, but I hope somebody enjoys it one day. This piece right here I did leave behind. It pained me to do so, but I had limited car space. Here I am going through one of the cross stitch and embroidery bins. I had already gone through it and pulled some stuff, but I wanted to look at it again. I was shocked at how much stuff they had. There's Hardanger right there. Most of these are abandoned or incomplete projects. They don't have a pattern attached to it. It is there. You can finish it. I really appreciated that they put them on plastic and priced them accordingly. Oh, that's a needlepoint painted mesh canvas with fireworks. I really liked the painted part of it and the beadwork. I picked it up and then I did end up putting it back. Of course, the teddy bear. This looked like a sampler with an interesting border. There was an American eagle, American bald eagle, an Amish field scene, partially started on 14 count Ada and that school. I really wished I would have picked up the school kids. Here is an awesome mural that they had of beautiful mermaids, and here is the shop. It was so much to look at and take in. This is the science section that they had. It was awesome. On my way out, I attempted to take some photos of all of the supplies. We went and got Mexican food for lunch, and then we headed to the thrift store that attached to the scrap exchange and found these pieces all framed and in various need of cleaning and rehoming. Supermom works here. Look at the stitching on this. It is wonderful. I am sitting at a covered porch on a swing. It is already really warm out, but we're waiting for breakfast, and it's wonderful. This is the dining room area of Pine Gables of Aberdeen, and Molly, the owner of the historic building, does all of this beadwork. I was blown away at all of the different shapes and designs that she did. Down here on the bottom is a Christmas tree, and she said she started out using a cone construction and then adding to it to make the Christmas tree. And up top of the tree is a butterfly. She said she took classes in England and even blew away some of the instructors with her skills. Pine Gables of Aberdeen was amazing. I highly recommend it, and she is very welcoming, had a beautiful breakfast, and she was saying she gets a lot of visitors that stop on their way down to Florida to Disney World, and people stay overnight. And I am so happy for the internet, and it allowed me to find this bed and breakfast, and the kids really enjoyed themselves. It was amazing.
I liked it a lot.
You liked it a lot? Yeah, wasn't it so pretty?
Yeah, and I love it so much.
Yeah, that's good to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
After breakfast, we took
Me to a prize.
to the surprise.
And I love it so much. I hope you will like it.
You hope that everyone will like the pugs?
Yeah.
Are you ready to see some of the projects that I've finished? I mean, I actually finished some stuff. I'm so excited. After I got back from North Carolina, kind of a whirlwind, I thought, why don't I do some beading? And then why don't I stitch some stuff? Let me finish all the things. I took a page out of Bindi Stitchy's playbook where she said, designate one time, whether it's every month, every week, every hour, to finish. Actually, instead of putting it under the bed, the phrase coined by Just Keep Stitching, that under the bed box, the UBB, actually finish something. Well, I did. I have an FFO. It is a little tiny pillow that I made it out of a freebie pattern from It's Kismet Stitches, Diana. She is a wonderful Flosstuber video maker. I started watching her channel early last year before I ever decided to make a Flosstube channel. She is a beautiful stitcher, beautiful person, beautiful human being, and she came out with a pattern, and I said, I must stitch that right away. I thought it looked familiar. I want to say she stitched it last year. Well, then she got it charted by Michelle Garrett, and they put it out, and I said, yes, please. I stitched this on a piece. Oh, look, a pug hair. This is what I get to look forward to, people. I stitched this on leftover 28 count Charles Craft Irish linen that I had because I finished my mermaid by Barbara Anna, which I'm about to show you. So when I cut out my margins, this was the piece left, and I stitched this with a piece of, or with one strand of sulky, and it's one of their blendables. I want to say it's 4088, or it might be 40. I'll find out. And I have a pug scratching at a door. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. These sidekicks are really, woo, we're having a good time over here. Okay. It's You I Like. It's stitched. It's stitched with sulky 4088, and I really like the variegation on it. I love it. So I used just one strand over two, and it gave us that variegated look. I got this from a big box store, and I thought it was fun and summery, and I ended up doing that little thing where you sew all the way around, and then you cut out the little piece here, and then I wabi-sabi sewed it around the center, and then I did my bead work, and these beads I sewed using this thread, and I used, so this is the 12 weight cotton, and then I sewed around using the seed beads, and I want to say they're like size 11 seed beads. They're from the dollar store. I got them out of that, like the craft kit, the craft area of the dollar store, and they were the greens. So I used that and just made a little pattern and did that. So scrap piece of fabric, dollar store beads, blendables from Sulky, and I think those are like less than $2 for a spool. And then my fat quarter from that was 99 cents. So I'm really happy with it, and I love it so much. And it makes me so happy. And my kids love it too. And they asked me, you know, is it gonna be for Daniel and Margaret and Katerina and Kitty Cat when they go on a sleepover and when they take the trolley? So now I think I need to make little doll baby. I need to make one without the beads for them to play with for Daniel Tiger. We only listen to that, what, 7 hours a day? On repeat? Mommy, we need more batteries. Okay. I love this sentiment. I love Mr. Rogers. I was a latchkey kid growing up, and Mr. Rogers was a really pivotal. My dogs just figured out how to open up the baby gate, and they're going up the stairs right now. I'll be right back. All new adventures this week at my house. And yes, they are not pug safe. They're baby friendly baby gates, but the pugs just figured out how to get underneath the gate and then go up the stairs. So yes, I have to baby proof all over again. What do they say? It's not baby proof, it's pug proof. Anyway, I am so happy to finish It's You That I Like. And I'm just so happy. I'm so happy to have a finish, and I'm so happy to this community. Thank you. My next finish is, I'm so happy. I finished Barbara Anna, my mermaid, and I am in process of adding the flowers from the sea, I went through and I added the beads here. Everywhere that there was a single stitch in the pattern, I went through and added the bead. And so down here, it's supposed to say for you and have a couple other like confetti stitches. And I haven't decided if I am going to add some beadwork there or what I am going to do. So it does still feel unfinished. Like I said, I'm working on the beads. So I have it, okay, it's not finished. I'm still beading it. But I don't know how to fully finish it in the round here. And I had really wanted to take this to the fair because one of the things that you can enter it in is under M for something that starts with M, like Maryland, the letter M. And I thought M for mermaid, but I don't know. I just don't know how to finish it. And I went at the thrift store, I was looking for round frames and I could not find a round frame to save my life that would properly fit the piece. So I don't know how to finish it. And again, the fair, most everything needs to be framed. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. A part of me just wants to go to one of the big box stores and like pay retail for a frame. I probably just need to do that. Okay. Okay, I got a pug trying to get down. Okay. So my flowers from the sea, I did most of it in the DMC that it called for. I did substitute some Victorian motto for like all the teals. Her skin color, I ended up leaving her as charted. But now, after all of the mermaid news, I kind of wished I would have done a darker thread for her. But I'm not ripping out. I'm not frogging. So maybe one day I'll stitch, maybe I can reverse her and stitch her the other direction and maybe change her skin color. I don't know. I really enjoy it. I can't wait to get the beadwork finished. Oh, so I did the interfacing and then I'm beading, I'm doing a little experiment here. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try it. So I did the interfacing, the fusible interfacing. So I ironed and pressed it. I starched it, and then I added the fusible interfacing cut to size. And that's when I got the bee in my bonnet, and thought, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add the bead work. So I wanted to try out the invisible thread by Sulky and see if it can catch the light. I just wanted to see if I could add the beadwork with the invisible thread over the interfacing. And I love it. So I've tried beading now with the interfacing and without the interfacing, and I like having the stability of the interfacing to add the invisible thread. The invisible thread. It's the Sulky, and it's like polyester 0001. I really like it. It comes in black as well. I have not tried out the black though, or the charcoal. I haven't tried it out. I've just tried it out on this. And again, I liked doing it with the interfacing. That's just me. I don't know if that's... All right, the next thing that I finished that I am so excited about. I'm so dang excited about this one. This is my So Dang Cute piece inspired by Joan and Kelly of the Joan and Kelly Show. And it's got a poinsettia on it, a white background, 2 cardinals, and some trees. And then I added some cute little buttons, because who doesn't love a button embellishment? I love it. This is stitched on a scrap of R&R Reproductions linen using Sulky thread. Okay, what are we doing? And yeah, I love it. And the little buttons are from just one of the craft stores. They're not vintage buttons. So I'm really happy with them. The next thing is I actually ironed my Prairie Schooler piece, so I feel like I'm getting one step closer. Again, though, I don't know how to finish this. I don't know what to do. I know I'll get my stuff together and figure this out. Okay, what next? Oh, I have something else to show you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got a pug on a lap. I got all the things here. Okay, so the next thing I finished, oh my goodness, the next thing I finished on my jewelry box that I got at the thrift store was my stitch from Kitten Stitcher's online magazine, her zine, the samplers yesterday and today, issue 2, November 2018. Yeah, last year. My Breeze Block sampler is in her issue. This was her little pillow that she had. So I stitched her pin pillow and she stitched my sampler. So I feel like it was a good trade. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, are you walking over? Okay. Well, there's Pug Butt. What are you going to do? Look at that tail. So I'm really happy with this. I was thinking about even doing a perforated plastic flower and hanging it off the side here because I love things that dangle. Like, I love dangly things. So we'll see what I end up doing there. So those are all my little finishes, and I feel like I got stuff done. I can't believe it. Did I sleep this week? Not so much. Is my asthma kicking my booty? Yes, it is. Is the humidity wreaking havoc on my life? Yes. But I feel so grateful. Okay, what are you doing? Pug Butt. Okay, go. Whoa! Okay, what are you trying to do, babe? Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. I think we should do what I found in North Carolina. North Carolina was awesome. I went to the Scrap Exchange, and their mission statement is promoting creativity, environmental awareness, and community through reuse. Oh my goodness, this was amazing. I probably would have bought a lot more had I not known that I had limited space. I went here, I had gone online and Googled, different, and this came up, and I knew we were driving through Durham, and so I thought, well, let's stop there. Like, that would be amazing. So we got in at 10:30. It wasn't open, so we stopped and got coffee, and we got the kids like an iced hot chocolate, but it was like a Central American chocolate over ice, and that was amazing. Then we went to lunch at the Taqueria Azteca Grille. It was amazing, and they had an actual, like, the salsa bar and the sliced radishes, the jalapenos, everything. Amazing. Highly recommend it. So in that whole loop, there was like coffee, thrift store, art reuse, art store, and then lunch, all in that one area. And they're doing it's a revitalization effort to combat blight in the city, and they're hoping to be a model for other communities to rehabilitate older shopping centers and bring art and food and stuff back into the community. So it was amazing. I am not sponsored by them in any way. I just happened to find them on the internet. Thank you, Google searching. And that's what got me to the wonderful place with all of the wonderful things. Are you ready to see what I got? Okay, this is amazing. Okay. Let me start. There's like a pile here. Oh, and at the visitor center, I had gotten some stuff. I will try to link some of this stuff. I am not affiliated with them at all. It was just, it came from the visitor center, like the craft stuff. The quilt, Lizzie, we finished your quilts. I, again, don't know they were just pugs. Babies, lay down, please. I got this welcome book for for Durham, the town. Okay. Here we go. Let's get started. I got this really cool little like craft bag, and it's got the little, I got this cute little bag, 50 cents. Someone's materials, it was more than 50 cents. So I got that at the scrap thrift. This came out of one of the bins. It's little perforated paper hearts. Trying to figure out what to do with that. I got fabric. I don't even know how much fabric is here, but it looks like an 18 count Aida and 1 yard, 54 inches. Amazing. Then I got, and I haven't even gone through these, scraps of fabric. 18 count, and it looks like 14 count is in there. And there's like a green. So stuff to dye, stitch on, all the things. I want to, before I go through the rest of all of this stuff, I do want to say again that my budget is $20 per week on this stuff. I didn't spend anything the week before because I was sick. And my excuse was, I'm in Durham, North Carolina. When am I coming back here? So, full disclosure, I spent $27 at the scrap art store. And then I spent another $1.67, $1.66 at the thrift store. That little thing, I got a beaded bag and a mug. The beaded bag, I think I left it in my purse. Anyway. So I spent around $30. Now, we spent a lot of money because we ate out a lot. And so anyway, but on art supplies, I spent around $30 for everything that I'm about to show you. I understand that I'm coming from a place of privilege to be able to buy all of this stuff. Thank you for listening to my disclaimer. Okay. I'm just dropping everything. I got pugs everywhere. My hair's falling off. All right, here we go. I got this really cool stencil, and I opened it up to see what all it came with. And it looks like all the layers are there. And the coolest thing is they had a bin, and it said Christmas stuff, 50 cents each, or fill a bag for $3. Well, I got one of those big gallon like clear bags, so I thought it was going to be $3 because it was already pre-filled, like it had pre-filled stuff. Well, I get up to the register, that was 50 cents because it was one item. I'm like, oh my gosh. So this was in there, the stencil kit, but the reason I grabbed the bag and was willing to pay the $3 was this. What is this, you might ask? Oh, it's a teddy bear. It's a teddy bear Christmas ornament stitched on both sides. Do you see that? Do you see that stitching? Amazing. It looks like it's a needle point tint stitch, and it feels like silk. It feels amazing. This reminds me of the artisan ornaments that the Smithsonian puts out for the Theodore Roosevelt, the teddy bear presidential ornaments. This is not marked, so I'm not sure if this was done by, like, if this was mass produced or if this was done by a single artisan, but the ornament is perfect. And I saw it, and I saw that stitching, and I just could not believe. Let me see if I can focus it better. It's literally so small my camera isn't picking it up. I mean, if I do that, will it pick up? Also, in the bag of Christmas stuff was this ornament. And I follow a lot of the British. After Gary Parr Fiber Talk, he talked to the London School of Needlework and all of the different classes that they offer. I started listening and started following a lot of the people. And so when I saw this ornament, I noticed that it had the the gold work and the bullion stitching and the couching of the wire. Now see, I'm not familiar enough to tell you what gauge of wire they've used here, but it's satin couched, all of the different embroidery here on the back, and then all of this is seed beads, glass seed beads. Absolute perfection. I don't know the date or the maker of this ornament, but the embroidery is impeccable. And I would not have learned about this style of embroidery had it not been for Fiber Talk and encouraging me to do more research. So thank you, Gary Parr. All right. That was the little Christmas bag thing. When you walk into the store, the very first thing that's there are bins of stuff. And so I thought that was the store. Oh no, then it went back and there was an art gallery, and then there was a whole like home section of stuff, and then there was the art section of stuff. So huge like warehouse store. So in the beginning though, they had a big bin of trophies and stuff. One thing that my kid has asked for over a year is a trophy. Well, got a trophy. And then because Disney and Wreck-It Ralph won a medal, they had bins and bins of the medals. So we got 3 medals, and it's for a triathlon, and it looks like the people didn't want their medals and they all got recycled. So I got 3 medals, like Wreck-It Ralph medals, right? So I got my little medal. She got a medal too. She picked out this trophy because she's wanted a trophy. She picked out this trophy. I took the nameplate and reversed it. And I thought about painting some pink hair and putting a number 15 on there. Anyway. So we picked those out and it was awesome. Let me take this off. I feel silly. I think about running a triathlon. I think about doing a triathlon and then I get tired and I sit down. Kudos. I'm a swimmer and I bike, but running is not my thing. And I admire all that do. I got ribbon. I paid $2 and I got all this ribbon. I love it. I got ribbon. I love my weaknesses: trim, ribbon, buttons. Okay. Now they had this section of literally huge section. I tried to get as many pictures as I could, but there were so many people, and privacy reasons, I didn't want to take any photos with people's face. You know, I didn't want to be that person, you know? So anyway, they had this big mound of the upholstery samples from fabric companies and designers. And I wanted to go through the whole thing. Like, I wanted to buy as much as I could. However, limited space. The kids gave me an hour in the store, you know, so I couldn't take really any more time than that. I was like just running in a frenzy. But I did see this, and it said Irish linen, and it has the samples. And most fabric samples, they have the tape on the side so it doesn't fray, but then the good sample on the inside. And so I'm going to test it out and see. And then look, isn't it like the size, like a built-in drum? Think about it, right? You can stitch something like right here, and then you can fold it, and it's already got, anyway, I don't know if this is even weave. I don't know. But for $1, I thought it was awesome. And I got all these little tiny pieces of linen. And y'all know I like my little tiny pieces of linen. Waste not, want not. All right, the next thing I got were in the bins. They had a needlework bin. Y'all, I got these. They're awesome. I don't know what they were from, but it's like denim. I love them. I got this piece in the bin. Now all of these are partially completed. They're not and they're dirty. And then they had this huge section of just bookmarks. This was right on top. Look at that bookmark. Love it. The next piece. Okay, I will say, if you recognize anything that I'm about to show you and you know, looking at just the portion of the stitch, what it is, and you want to play matchmaker, and my matchmaker game is anything that I find out and about, my save the stitches. If I can match it to an existing to a pattern, I call that my matchmaker. Help me be a matchmaker and tell me what if you see something and you're like, I know what that is, tell me in the comments below. It would be awesome. Okay, so I got this in the bins. Look at that huge piece of fabric. Here it is. The stitching is lovely. I wish I knew what this piece was or who stitched it, but it makes my heart so happy that this did not get thrown away. It got put in a bin. I think that it would, well, you know how I feel about that. Stop throwing stuff away. If you know what that is, tell me. The next piece. Okay, I showed you that. I want to say it's like a wreath or something for this, for the snow, not snow, for the seashore. Bookmark. The fabric. This piece is a needlepoint piece. And it's on mesh canvas. You can see it here. The mesh canvas. It needs to be properly stretched. And I am not familiar enough with needlepoint to know how this should be finished. And I don't know if this design needs any backstitching or if that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure. Again, the next one is kitchen. Someone started putting the bone, so I assume the appetite goes there. What I liked about this one is you can see that it tried to make the gingham pattern, and it's got half stitches and full stitches to make the variegation in the blue. So it looks lighter and darker depending on if there's a full stitch or a full stitch or a half stitch. So that's super fun. This needs to be cleaned and finished, and the tape needs to be taken off. Another piece. These denim pieces are so awesome. I don't know if it's like a wood block print or if these were coasters or part of a larger piece, but they got put in my bag, in my bucket. They were in my bucket. It wasn't a bag sale, it was a bucket sale. Fill a bucket. This looks like, and it's a bib, looks like a little Easter bunny and the start of an egg. I'm not sure about backstitching or what all needs to be added there to finish this bib off. And it's got stray DMC, well, what I assume is strafe. The next piece is, again, we're still on what I grabbed just out of a bin. Okay, this looks like it might be a birth sampler, the start of a birth sampler. No back stitching, but it looks like the eyes and stuff would need to be added here for back stitching. And then the rug here, it's all half stitches. So I'm not sure if the person was gonna go back and finish the stitch or if that is it in its entirety and the blocks there. Again, I don't know, but I grabbed it. The next piece is something I want to finish. She was in the bin. I suspect it depended on who was working, that if someone else had been working, this would have been put in the front store with other pieces that I'm about to show you that I got that were individually priced. However, I found her and brought her home with me. And it looks like all that is left to stitch is this across the border for fall. And I really like it. And I feel like she should be made into a project bag. But I love apples, and why not? It is on like a cappuccino or latte colored 14 count Aida. The back has a lot of threads that I will need probably to kind of shore up and trim, and that's fine. But I felt like this piece was well worth it for fall. Love it. The next piece that I got is a sampler. Again, help me play matchmaker. This is on a linen, and it appears, it looks like a 28 count, like unrefined, not unrefined. It's not dyed like a natural linen, but it's softer. It feels like the Charles Craft 28 count linen. And it's got a verse, and it looks like Trisha started this. It's got a basket, all the things. Okay. The back is pretty. Oh, I think that's where that stray DMC is coming from here. Yep. Okay. The next piece is a sampler, and I love it. It's the beginning of a sampler with the houses, and this is on 14 count Aida, and I'm really excited about it. Awesome. You know what? All right, I've got some more to show you, but my kids are getting restless. The pugs are getting restless. I think I need to wrap this video up. I want to thank all of you who have joined me this week on my adventure. I want to thank everyone who, thank you Donna Ray, and everyone who bought a copy of my address book for your stitchy friends. I want to thank you for helping me to connect the needlework community and foster friendship. I've met a lot of you, and I appreciate you. What can I say? It's you that I like. I like you. I like you. I like you just the way you are. Have a beautiful stitching week. See you next week for my 1-year Flosstube anniversary. This is Flosstube number 51. I'll see you next week for Flosstube 52. Take care. Happy stitching.